How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Master Beer Reviews, back with another review. I think I might have reviewed this before, but it's new. I'm going to review it. So here we go. Daredevil Brewing's Ripcord. I might have reviewed it before, I might not. I got a box from Daredevil Brewing several months ago, almost a year ago. And a bunch of hoppy stuff in there. And I think this might have been there, might not have been. Regardless, they sent me off a new box. Thank you very much, guys. And this is in there. I figured I'd give her a whirl. So if I'm doubling up on a review, who really cares? As far as what it says in here, double IPA, Ripcord. It's an abundance of American hops balanced with a hint of malt to produce an exhilarating experience of intense hop flavors and aromas. 9% alcohol by volume. This is 521. It was canned. Today is 629. So a skosh over a month old. And that'd be that. Speedway, Indiana. And, it's a dude wearing weird parachute thing. Diving out of the sky. AKA Ripcord. So yeah. See what you got. Now, Daredevil, like I said, I've had some other beers, whether it be via friends or being sent to me from the brewery. And they're a beautiful kind of mix of old school and new school. The other IPA they sent with this, which was part of their experimental series, their next series, was fucking bonkers good. So I'm kind of excited to dive into this one. You end up having an index finger just off white head, south of khaki, infinite super creaminess up on top, uniform bubbles, and yeah. She's got haze, baby, but you can get light through there. So she's not all that hazy. I mean, you can definitely see deeply into the beer, if not a little bit through it. So, is she a traditional IPA? No. Is she the new school, super turbid, butternut squash, flock to nth degree kind of hazy IPA? No. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? We're going to find out. The nose. Soft bittering. One lean citrus, one lean grapefruit, one lean pineapple. Definitely citrus on the edge. Melon rindiness. So there's a bitterness to it. Old school bitterness with a little bit of soft fruity sweetness. I like it. There's a nice balance between that nice, big, robust kind of, it's like a fluffy, almost kind of greenness, hoppiness to it. Then I said skews very citrus with a little bit of that kind of melon rindiness, with a little bit of greenness, and a nice soft sweetness to balance all that off. I kind of like it. Doesn't smell big. Doesn't smell like a huge double IPA. Nothing wrong with that, though. Gonna dive in. Cheers. Sweeter than I thought it would be. Far and away sweeter than I thought it would be. With sweet leading the way. It's not overly sweet, but it's sweet. Especially what the nose gives you. The nose makes you think you're going to get. I get much sweeter than that. And then the way the hops show, very similar to the last, that experimental beer they gave me. But the balance is a little bit more kind of, off. In that the sweet is leading the way and there's not a big balance between the two. It's like a soft generic greeniness. Leaning a little bit kind of weedy, but nothing too crazy. And citrus leading away with a little bit of melon rindiness. A little bit thin. There's a little effervescence to it, but it comes off a little bit thin, especially for a double IPA. It's a big, robust, impactful beer that shows in distinctive ways, the way that sweetness comes off, followed by the bitterness. It's nice. It's showing me It's true colors. It's not trying to hide behind anything. It's actually being like, okay, here, we're a sweet, followed by a nice hop-driven kind of double IPA. But let's put it this way. The experimental beer I did from these guys, I did it yesterday actually, was their experimental version 6. I think it was 6.5%. You're talking about this one being 9%. That one, for me, had just as much impact. But, well done balance, a little bit better balance to it, a much better balance actually, and absolutely love to drink 3 of those as opposed to drinking 2 of these. It's just the way I roll. I like my hop impacts to one, skew the way I like them, because beer is subjective, but at the same time I also want to pay for my ABVs. I've talked about this before. I should probably do like maybe a editorial, something like that on it. It's almost like beer for me has gotten from a money thing. I'm lucky enough to where people actually send me beers, but it's gone from a money thing as opposed to I want to pay for my ABV. So I would much rather pay the butcher's bill of 6% beers at that impact as opposed to 2 of these at this impact. Some of the more favorite beers I've had as of late are some of the ones that are really low in ABV hop forward wise. I'm talking very much in the IPA realm here. If I'm going to dive into some barley wines or imperial stouts, not really worried about the ABVs, but some of the lower ABVs, some of the stuff from Bissell Brothers, some of the stuff from Equilibrium, where you're talking about 4%, and it's giving me a huge impact. I'm like, oh my god, that's pretty fantastic. I can drink like 5 of these for every 2 or 3 of the other beers that come off this way. That's kind of how I'm viewing a lot of beers nowadays, and I think it's a lot of way people nowadays view beers. So that's nice. It's tasty, sweeter than I thought it would be, sweeter than the bitterness comes off. So it might appeal to people looking for a bit more sweeter of a beer, but that 9% really gets me because I've had a lot of beers and ones from Daredevil themselves that show a little bit bigger, a little bit more robust, a little bit more prettier in the hop realm, while still being lower in ABV. Let's talk about it. It's one of the better double IPAs I've had as of late. On the outside looking in, still a fine beer, nice beer. It's just, it's nice. Just would like a little bit more balance, and I'd like those hops to play a little bit more instead of being kind of singular in that kind of, more generic kind of realm as I took them. Value and availability, it's brewery only, I assume. Maybe they distribute. I don't know. Maybe somebody out there can chime in. Let us know what's what as far as money and the gets, and leave you with if you like what you like this. If you like your IPAs, your hop forward beers, while still having impact to skew sweet, because that's pretty much what you're getting here. So it's a nice, big, robust, sweet IPA. I'll be a little bit not as well balanced as some of the other beers I've had from these guys. More notably that experimental Next number 6, which was absolutely bonkers fantastic. Pretty tasty stuff. So if you like your beers to skew sweet and you still like that big hop impact, you're going to get it here. So there you go. Another review in the books down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little robust, big, little big. Did I say little big there? Because that makes sense. IPA right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.